Good morning. We are now in weeks 3 and 4 of SciPacs in Statistics and Probability. Our objectives for today are: first, illustrates a normal random variable and its characteristics. Second, identifies regions under the normal curve corresponding to different standard normal values. Third, converts a normal random variable to a standard normal variable and vice versa. And lastly, show appreciation by computing probabilities and percentiles using the standard normal table. Sa weeks 3 and 4, yung pinaka-content niya talaga or umiikot yung discussion sa normal distribution. So, ano nga ba yung normal distribution? So, normal distribution is the most important distribution for a continuous random variable. This distribution is sometimes called the Gaussian distribution in honor of Carl Friedrich Gauss. Pwede nyo hanapin si Carl Friedrich sa internet para makita nyo kung anong itsura niya. So, ano nga ba yung meaning talaga ng normal distribution bukod sa pinaka-importanting distribution daw siya sa continuous random variable, which is pinag-usapan na natin nung week 1. Kung hindi nyo pa napapanood yon, pwedeng i-click nyo yung account ko, then makita nyo doon yung week 1 na video lesson. So, normal distribution. So, it represents a hypothetical frequency distribution in which the frequency of scores is greatest near the mean and progressively decreases toward the extremes. So, kung makikita nyo dito, etong figure na to, sabi niya dito, the frequency of scores is greatest near the mean and progressively decreases towards the extremes. So, yung extremes kasi dito sa graph na to is etong etong pababang to. Sabi, decreases towards the extremes. Yung pababa na siya, yung pinakataas kasi niya or yung pinakagitna is, yun yung mean natin. Tapos, kapag pababa na siyang ganyan, yan na yung mga extremes natin. Tapos, kung sa normal distribution din pala, yung itsura niya is bell curve. Pa-bell curve siya. So, kung kapag nakakita na kayo ng graph na bell curve siya, sa sa isip-isip nyo, normal distribution to. So, ganun yung normal distribution. So, bago tayo makapag-solve ng mga scores mamaya, may mga tinitignan muna tayong properties ng normal distribution. Gaya nun sa week 2, may sinundan tayong properties ng discrete probability distribution. Kung natatandaan nyo pa, di ba, kailangan mo nang masatisfy ng mga yon bago natin masabing discrete probability distribution yung given natin. Dito, may properties of normal distribution tayo. So, first one is the distribution curve is bell-shaped. So, kung titignan natin yung graph dito, bell-shaped ba siya? Para masabi nating normal distribution siya. Yes, di ba? Kamukha siya nung figure kanina na pataas siya tapos pababa siya, bell-shaped siya dito. Okay. So, tama yung number 1 sa properties ng figure natin. Pangalawa, the curve is symmetrical about its mean. So, nasan ba yung mean natin dito? Eto. This is mu. And sabi ko, last video lesson, yung mu natin is our mean. So, the curve is symmetrical about its mean. So, eto yung mean natin, yung tuwid na to. So, symmetrical ba siya? Ano bang ibig sabihin ng symmetrical? Okay. Symmetrical is yung magkamukha. Yung left side niya, kamukhang-kamukha niya or mirror siya ng right side niya. Magkamukha ba or equally ba sila? Equal ba yung area ng left side ng mean natin sa right side ng mean natin? Yes, right? So, tama tong Ito yung pangalawang property ng normal distribution. Pangatlo naman, the mean, median, and mode coincide at the center. Co-coincide ba siya sa center? Ito actually, yung sa normal distribution, kapag yung sa pinakagitna niya, yung pinakagitna, itong line na to, hindi lang talaga siya mean. Median din siya, and mode din siya. Kaya, normal distribution din itong graph na to. So, ano ba yung mean? Mean is the average. Median. Median, yun yung gitna. Diba? Halimbawa, 10 and 20. So, ano yung gitna nila? 15. So, ganun sinasolve naman yung median. How about yung mode? Mode is the most frequently occur. Halimbawa, 5 yung may gusto or may favorite color na red, 4 yung blue, and 10 naman yung yellow. Therefore, the mode is yellow. So, ganun naman yung mode. So, kailangan daw, yung mean, median, and mode is nagko-coincide sa center. Or nasa pinakagitna sila. So, last, number 4, the curve is asymptotic to the baseline. What do we mean by asymptotic? Yung asymptotic, yun yung kapag may bell shape ka, hindi siya magta-touch sa x-axis mo. So, halimbawa, ayan. Gagawa ko ng bell curve shape. So, hindi siya perfect. Pero, imagine, perfect bell curve shape. Shape na lang. So, ganyan yung itsura niya. Hindi siya magta-touch dito. Ano ba yun? Eto. Never magta-touch tong dalawang to. Yung base niya, which is the x-axis, and yung extremes ng normal curve natin. That is asymptotic. The curve is asymptotic to the baseline. So, bakit dito nag-touch siya, diba? Nag-touch siya. Ano lang kasi yan, parang kung isusum mo siya, kumbaga, graph lang siya na naka-zoom out. Kapag zoom in mo siya, may makikita ka bang mga numbers dito or interval. Kaya, masasabi pa rin natin siyang normal curve. In this case, yung picture na to, hindi lang niya pinakita yung, or hindi lang siya naka-zoom kaya, ganyan yung itsura niya. Pero, may mga intervals pa dyan, kaya masasabi pa rin nating normal distribution siya. So, burahin ko muna to. Okay. Number 5, classified by 2 parameters. Mean, or the symbol mu, and standard deviation, sigma. So, bakit na ba natin kailangan yung mean and standard deviation sa normal distribution? Mamaya, madidiscuss siya. So, mean represents the location, while standard deviation naman represents the spread of the data. So, number 6, the area under the curve is 1. Thus, it represents the probability associated with specific sets of measurement values. So, anong ibig sabihin nitong the area under the curve is 1? So, nasan yung area under the curve natin? Eto. Ay, wait lang. Our area under the curve is this. Etong nasa ilalim niya. So, hanggang dito, sa pinakadulo ng tail niya, hanggang sa pinakadulo ng tail niya sa right, yung area niya, capital letter A, dapat equal siya sa 1. Yun ang ibig sabihin nitong property number 6. And, meaning, di ba, asymmetrical sila, or symmetrical. Meaning, yung pinakadulo ng tail hanggang sa mean natin sa left and yung pinakadulo ng tail sa right hanggang sa mean natin sa gitna, kung asymmetrical sila, eto, yung measurement niya is 0.5. So, bigyan natin ng 0 pa dito. And, yung dito naman, sa left naman is, again, 0.5 din. Bakit binigyan ko ng 0 pagkatapos ng 5? Pwede na yung 0.5, right? Bakit may 0 pang dalawa dito? Kasi we're dealing with small numbers. So, maraming decimal yan. Namaya magkita nyo. So, yung pang 7 na property is the width of the curve is determined by the standard deviation of the distribution. And lastly, along the horizontal line, the distance from the integral standard score to the next integral standard score is measured by the standard deviation. So, ayan na. We can now solve for the area under the normal curve from the mean, which is 0. So, this is an example of a normal distribution. So, from 0 to the right, we have 1, 2, 3, and so on. And from 0 to the left, we have -1, -2, -3, and so on. So, ano yung tawag sa mga numbers dito or yung nakabox? Ang tawag po sa kanila ay z-scores. Yung kanina. Yung nasa title kanina. So, those are z-scores. Tapos, yung 0 natin dito, this is our mean. Kaya nga sa questions, meron dyan, find the area of the mean down to any z-scores value. Ibig sabihin, magsisimula ka sa 0. So next, the 4 steps in finding the area under the normal curve given a z-value. So the first step is express the given value in a 3-digit form. So 3-digit form, let's say for example, we have 1.23. So this is just an example. This is a 3-digit form, right? 1.23. So 3 digits siya. Next, use the z-table. Find the 2 digits on the left column. So, yung z-table, nandun sa SciPax nyo, tignan nyo na lang, page 32 siya. Pero, ipapakita ko din naman dito sa video. So, find the first 2 digit on the left column. So, nasan yung 2 digit muna natin? Ito, 1.2. This is our 2 digit. Then, match the third digit with the appropriate column on the right. So, yung third digit natin is yung 3. So, ayun. Then, after that, you can represent your area either in a 4-digit value or percentage. So, para mas malinaw, magbigay tayo ng example. So, example, the standard normal distribution table or z-table provides the area between the mean and sum and z-scores. So, for example, ito. when z-score is 1.45, the area is 0.4265. So, this is the mean. And this is 1.45. So, the area is 0.4265. So, paano natin nakuha yon? Using the z-table. So, proceed tayo. So, take a look at this example. So, yung example pala na to, yung sa taas, this one, is yung kanina sa previous slide natin. So, paano natin, so this is the Z table pala. So, paano natin nakuha yung 0.4265 na area kanina, given yung Z-score niya, which is 1.45. So, sundan lang natin yung step or process kanina. Diba? Sabi niya, yung first two digit, dito ka titingin. Kapag first two digit, dito po yung tingin natin. Tapos, yung last digit niya, yung pangatlong digit niya, dito naman sa taas. Yan. Diyan ka titingin. So, tignan natin muna. 1.45, diba? So, nasan yung 1.4 natin? Ito, diba? 1.4. Ayan. Asan yung mga values under 1.4? So, i-shade muna natin lahat. Ganito na lang siguro yung gawin nyo para hindi kayo malito. So, meron naman dyan na z-table sa SciPax natin. Sinabi ko na yung page. Anong page yun? Page 32. Tapos, okay, 1.4. Ano yung third digit niya? That is 0.05. So, hanapin natin yung 0.05. Ito yung 0.05. So, titignan natin yung value na nag-intersect sa 0.05 and 1.4. So, yung sagot natin is this. Yan. 0.4265. So, 0.4265 ba yung area niya? So, burahin natin to. Tignan natin. Okay. So, 0.4265. So, ganun lang siya kinukuha. Ganun lang kinukuha yung area. So, before kayo mag-proceed sa evaluation, gawin muna natin yung activity na to. So, first one, you do is prepare the Z table para madali na lang yung pagsagot. And then, mag-prepare or mag-draw din kayo ng normal curve. So, proceed tayo sa number 1. Find the area that corresponds to Z equals 1.00. So, 1.00 sa normal curve natin, saan ba banda yon? So, dito siya, di ba? Since positive tayo, positive 1.00, eto yon. Delete lang. Ayusin ko lang. Medyo hindi pantay, no? So, 1.00, eto yon. Yan. So, assume that na pantay siya. So, ito yung kukuhanan natin yan ng area. Itong area na, or yung area ng 1.00. Yan, kukuhanan natin yan ng area hanggang sa mean natin. From the mean to the Z value. So, ito yung kukuhanan natin ng area. Ngayon, yung gagawin natin, kamukha ng ginawa natin kanina, identify the first two digits. So, the first two digit here is 1.0. Saan ba, di ba, yung first two digit natin, titingin tayo sa vertical. So, saan ba yung 1.0 natin? Ito yung 1.0 natin. So, i-shade lang natin yung part na yon. So, shade na nating buo. Gaya nung ginawa natin kanina. Ayan. So, saan siya nag-intersect? So, yung third digit natin is 0. So, titingin tayo doon sa taas. So, yung 0 is yung pinakauna. Therefore, ito yung sagot natin. Therefore, our area is 0.3413. Or, sabi ko nga kanina, pwede nyong i-represent yung area in 4-digit or in percentage. So, this is now our final answer. 0.13 or 0.3413 or 34.13%. So, paano ba natin siya i-convert sa percent? Pwedeng move 2 decimal places to the right or just multiply this, the decimal form, by 100 para makuha natin yung percentage niya. So, proceed to number 2. So, number 2 is find the area that corresponds to z equals 1.36. So, this is 1, pero 1.36 yung hinahanap. So, i-approximate na lang natin. Kung ito is 1.5, gitna is 1.5, siguro i-atras pa natin ng konti. This is 1.36, right? So, shade muna natin since positive siya. So, dito tayo sa banda sa right ng mean. So, i-shade natin siya para alam natin yung kinukuhanan natin ng area. Okay. So, next is, tingnan natin yung first 2 digit which is 1.3. So, nasan yung 1.3? Ito po yung 1.3. Okay, i-shade naman natin ngayon yung horizontal part ng 1.3. So, parang ano lang to, parang yung Cartesian coordinate plane, di ba? Nagpa-plot tayo doon. Ganyan lang siya, horizontal, vertical. So, 1.3. Yung third digit natin is 6. So, hanapin natin yung 0.06. 0.06. Ito yun. So, therefore, our answer, so, i-intersect natin siya. Our answer is this, 0.4131. So, that is our area. Or, in percent, just multiply it by 100, our answer is 41.31%. So, madali lang siya, di ba? How about kung negative? Negative 2.58. So, nasaan yung saang area ng bell or normal distribution siya? So, this is negative 2. So, saan banda yung negative 2.58? Banda ba dito sa between negative 1 and negative 2 or negative 2, negative 3? So, the answer is between negative 2 and negative 3. So, saan banda yung negative 2.58? So, this is negative 2.5. So, move lang natin ng konti. That, ayun. This is negative 2.58. From the mean to the z value. So, i-shade natin siya. So, madali lang, di ba? Kapag negative siya, sa left side, kapag positive siya, sa right side. So, since negative siya, sa left side tayo. So, ayan. Kunin na natin yung area ng shaded part or shaded portion natin from the mean to the z value, which is negative 2.58. So, i-shade muna natin yung first 2 digit, which is 2.5. So, hanapin natin yung 2.5. So, ito yung 2.5 natin. I-shade na natin yung values horizontally. Ayan. So, 2.5. So, yung third digit natin is 0.008. So, where is 0.008? Ito. So, therefore, our answer is this, 0.4951. Therefore, our area is 0.4951, and when you convert it into percentage, that is 49.51%. So, this is our final answer. Ito rin yung final answer sa number 2. So, last number na tayo. Find the area that corresponds to z equals 0.15. So, tignan muna natin kung nasan area yung negative 0.15. So, since negative siya, dito siya banda, di ba? Dito sa left. So, negative 0.15, this is negative 0.5. So, closer siya sa mean natin, no? Closer na siya. Siguro, eto. Approximate na lang natin. Eto yung 0.15. So, i-shade natin. Anyway, kung gagamit kayo ng graphing paper, mas madali and mas accurate yung pag-shade nyo ng area between the mean and the z value. Kasi may grid line naman yan. So, this is the area na kukuhanan natin. Ito yung kukuhanan natin ng area. So, tingnan muna natin yung first two digit, that is 0.1. So, 0.1, this is 0.1 from the z-test. Yan. Tapos, our third value is 0.005. So, saan siya mag-intersect? Ito, 0.005. Therefore, our answer is, area is 0.0596 or, in percentage, that is 5.96%. So, madali lang, di ba? So, may question pa ba tayo sa pag-identify ng area from the mean to the z value? Kung may question pa, pwede nyo akong i-PM via pwedeng Gmail or Messenger. Okay. So, let us now proceed to the letter I or the evaluating part of week 3 to 4 that can be seen on page 42. The written work there is you find the area from the mean 0 to the corresponding z-score. So, kagaya lang nung ginawa natin, nilocate natin yung first two digit niya doon sa vertical, then horizontal is yung last digit niya. Nilocate lang natin yung area. So, no need to draw. So, let us proceed. If you're done sa written work natin kanina, let's now proceed to the standard normal distribution and z-scores in determining the probabilities above, below, and between. So, in this lesson, you are going to locate the area above, below, and between the mean with the use of probability notation. So, mag-start muna tayo dito. So, a probability or this symbol denotes the probability that the z-score is between A and B. The second one, this symbol denotes that the probability that the z-score is greater than A. And lastly, the probability that it denotes the probability that the z-score is less than A. So, ano nga ba yung A and B dito? A and B are the z-score values. So, alam naman natin na kung ano yung mga z-score values, right? Yung sa baba. Yung sa baba ng bell curve. Yung baseline natin. Yung nasabi ko na sa previous slide. So, for example, may example tayo dito. To denote the area, probability between z equals 1 and z equals 2, we use the notation P, open parenthesis, 1, or z is greater than 1 but less than 2. So, paano natin nagawa to? Paano natin nakuha? So, let's take an example on the next slide. Okay, so let's have an example. Directions. Write the correct answer on the blank provided before each number. Find the area of each corresponding z-score, write the probability notation, and draw the normal curve to visualize the area. So, first thing we need to do is to draw the normal curve. So, ako, prepare ko na agad yung normal curve ko. So, na-draw na. And then, ano yung next na gagawin natin? Tignan natin yung problem. Less than z equals negative 1.75. So, ibig sabihin, less than, yung z natin, mas mababa sa negative 1.75. So, i-draw muna natin kung nasan yung 1.75 natin. Negative 1.75. So, dito, sa right side is positive, sa left side is negative. Let's say, nandito yung negative 1.75 natin. Ayan. So, i-shade natin siya. So, saang part pala i-shade? Dito sa part na to or dito sa kabila? So, okay. Sa left side. Bakit sa left side? Kasi less than. Sinabing less than, mababa sa negative 1.75. Ano yung mga numbers na mas mababa sa negative 1.75? Eh di yung mga negative numbers papunta sa left. Kasi kapag pumunta ka naman sa right, positive na sila. So, i-shade na natin tong portion na to. So, eto nyan yung kukuhanan natin ng area. Okay. Okay. So, first thing we need to keep in mind pala, yung isang property na sinabi kanina. Di ba nga, sabi sa property na yung area, equivalent siya sa 1. So, therefore, yung kalahati, kasi kinukuha natin yung area nito. So, paano natin kukunin? Kailangan, alamin muna natin yung area ng kabuuan, which is 1. Sabi ko nga kanina sa naunang slide. So, kung 1 siya, kung asymmetrical kung symmetrical itong normal curve na to, ibig sabihin, yung value ng sa kabila is 0.5. Diba? Okay. Ngayon, so magdagdag tayo ng 3 0. Okay. Tapos, yung sa kabila, since symmetrical sila, yung value rin niya is 0.5 din. So, yun yung una natin dapat tandaan. Okay. So, ngayon alam na natin na 0.5 yung sa kabila, dito sa part na to, 0.5 siya. Kaya lang, yung hinahanap natin is portion lang. Yung less than negative 1.75. So, dito niya, since tapos na nating nagawa yung, or na-draw yung normal curve, since kukunin na natin yung area dito na papasok yung probability notation. Sabi kanina sa property, yung probability notation or yung P or yung Z scores is less than negative 1.75, right? Yun yung given natin. So, change lang natin siya into symbol. So, ganito yung symbol niya. Ngayon, yung next na gagawin naman natin is kunin nyo yung Z table nyo. So, ilolocate natin yung negative 1.75 sa Z table. Gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, dito sa side na to is yung first two digit natin is 1.7. So, hanapin natin yung 1.7 at ito yung mga digits under 1.7. And then, yung third digit naman is 5. So, hanapin natin yung 0.05. So, ito yung 0.05. So, nag-i-intersect siya dito sa digit na to. So, yung sagot natin is 0.05. 45, yung area ng negative 1.75 is 0.4559. Kaso, yung area na yon, di ba, from the mean to negative 1.75 siya. Ibig sabihin, etong area na to, yung unshaded part, yun yung 0.4599. Pero yung kinukuha natin, yun sa kabila, right? So, ano sa tingin nyo yung gagawin natin? So, tama. Kung yan yung nasa isip nyo, gagawin natin is, isusubtract natin tong 0.5 sa area ng 1.75, which is from the mean to the z-score, na 0.4599. Bakit natin siya sinubtract? Kasi, halimbawa, parang pagkain lang yan. Meron ka nung, halimbawa sa pizza, meron kang yung kalahating pizza, yung portion na to is, yun yung nakain na, then, anong gagawin mo? Paano mo makukuha yung portion na hindi pa nakain? So, isusubtract mo lang yung kabuang pizza sa portion na nakain na pizza. Kaya, subtraction yung yung gagawin natin, subtract natin. So, 0.5, which is yung kabuuan, or yung kalahati ng normal curve, subtracted by 0.4599, which is the area of negative 1.75. So, our answer is 0.401, or that is, when you, kapag ginawa mo siyang percent, that is 4.01%. Therefore, yun na yung sagot natin. The probability of a z-score less than negative 1.75 is 4.01%. So, proceed naman tayo sa kabila. Sa number 3.4. So, ano yung pinagkaiba nila? May pinagkaiba ba bukod sa, or same lang ba yung sagot nila? Gagawin lang bang positive or negative? Kasi tignan nyo yung given, ang pinagkaiba lang niya is naging positive yung 1.75. Okay. So, kamukha lang nung ginawa natin kanina. Una is to draw the normal curve. So, nasaan ang positive 1.75? So, since it is positive, it's sa right side. Okay. 1.75 approximately closer siya sa 2, right? Okay. Let's say this is positive 1.75. So, isi-shade muna natin yung portion na, or yung kinukuhanan natin na area, less than or mababa sa 1.75. Alin yung mga numbers na mas mababa kaysa sa 1.75? Pupunta ba tayo sa 2? Mababa ba yun sa 1.75? So, technically, hindi. Kaya yung shaded portion natin is itong malaking portion na to sa normal curve. From negative 2 up to 1.75. So, ito niyan yung kukuhanan natin ng area or probability notation. Excuse me. So, sabi ko nga kanina, first thing we should bear in mind is the concept na symmetrical yung normal curve, and each or half of it is 1.75, or I mean 0.5, and yung other half is again 0.5 din. Kamukha nung kanina. So, 0.5. Mahihirap talaga akong magsulat. Kasi mousepad lang ako. Okay. And yung another naman is, yung left side naman ng normal curve natin is, again, 0.5. Kasi nga, sabi nga sa property na 1 yung total area ng normal curve, or in percent, that is 100%. So, ayan. So, since less than the z-score, which is 1.75, our probability notation yan, since tapos na nating na-visualize and na-draw yung normal curve, so we write the probability notation where z is less than 1.75, positive 1.75. So, kukunin natin yung area. So, same process lang yan. Since alam na natin yung area, kasi yung area ng positive and area ng negative 1.75 is same lang sila, right? So, that is positive 1.75, that is still 0.4599. So, let's proceed to the solution. So, sa tingin nyo, paano natin makukuha yung area nitong kabuwang to? Ano sa tingin nyo yung operation na gagamitin natin? Is it addition or subtraction? So, definitely, it is addition. So, that is 0.5 plus 0.4599. And our answer is 0.9599 or 95.99%. Therefore, our probability notation is 95.99%. So, nakuha ba yon? So, let me give you another example. So, let's go to the next example. So, but this time, our example is nakalagay, kung kanina is less than, this time it is more than. Okay. So, more than z equals 1.90. First, let us draw the normal curve. So, let's point 1.90. Siguro, banda siya dito dahil closer sa 2. Okay. So, let's say, eto yung 1.90. So, isa-shade natin ngayon siya. Sa tingin nyo, saan part yung shaded? Dito sa left part ng 1.90 or sa right part ng 1.90? So, tignan natin. More than, ibig sabihin, mas mataas. Mas mataas sa 1.90. So, ano yung mga numbers na mas mataas kesa sa 1.90? Definitely, yung sa right side or yung sa positive side. Yun yung 2 and 3. And so on. May mga numbers pa kasi sa interval niyan. So, ito yung shaded portion ng normal curve natin. And then, tapos na nating i-draw yung normal curve. Next thing we need to do is to write the probability notation. So, sabi dito, more than z equals 1.90. Therefore, our probability notation is, or the symbol is this. Z is greater than 1.90. Which is, kapag sinabing greater than, ibig sabihin nun is more than. Synonyms niya, di ba? So, I've told you a while ago na let's bear in mind that the half of or the symmetrical of the normal curve is equivalent to 0.5 and yung sa kabila niya is 0.5. Ngayon, yung problem natin dyan or yung tanong is paano natin makukuha yung area nito? So, gaya kanina, let's find first the area of 1.90 by looking at the z table. So, first two digit is 1.9. So, where is 1.9? Ito yung 1.9 natin. Tapos, i-shade natin yung mga values sa 1.9. And then, the third digit is 0. So, definitely, dito siya. Therefore, yung mag-intersect sa 1.9 and 0 is 0.47, 0.4713. Ito yung 0, third digit. Ito yung second digit naman. So, that is 0.4713. Okay, let's shade. Ayan. So, nakuha na natin yung area ng 1.9 which is equivalent to 0.4713. Ngayon, pumunta naman tayo sa solution. So, sa tingin nyo, paano natin makukuha yung area nito? Do we subtract or add? So, correct. We subtract. Kasi, maliit na portion lang siya. So, part lang siya ng 0.5, kaya magsusubtract siya. Yung, kapag naman, yung sa kabilang area yung naka-shade, mag-a-add tayo kasi more than 0.5 siya, di ba? Na-shade yung buong kabila, tapos meron pa siya sa another half, so add. But this, in this given, we subtract kasi sa isang part lang siya, tapos hindi pa, sa isang side lang siya ng normal curve. So, subtract. So, our answer is 0.0278 or 2.78%. So, that is our probability notation. So, let's go to example number 7 to 8. More than z equals negative 1.9. So, first thing is withdraw. Siguro, nasasanay na kayo. So, saan banda yung negative 1.90? So, definitely, malapit siya sa negative 2. Okay. Let's say, dito siya banda. So, sa tingin nyo yung shaded part? Sabi niya, more than. Mas mataas sa negative 1.90. Ano yung mga numbers na mas mataas sa negative 1.90? Hindi ba yung mga positive or sa right side niya? So, isi-shade natin yung sa right side. So, ito yung mga numbers na mas mataas or more than negative 1.90. So, ito niyan yung kukuhanan natin ng probability notation. Ano yung area nito? So, ito yung symbol niya, more than or z is greater than negative 1.90, then the area, nakuha na natin kanina, that is 0.4713, same lang sa positive. So, wala naman difference or diferensya kung positive or negative yung kinukuhanan natin ng area or yung z score natin. So, the solution, sa tingin nyo, ano yung solution nito? Or operation? Addition or subtraction? Okay, good. Addition. Kasi, ayan no, na-shade yung kabilang part, at the same time, may shaded pa dito sa kabila. That's why, i-add natin siya para makuha natin yung kabuuang area. 'Di ba? 1.5 kasi itong buong to, yung symmetrical or yung kalahati, and another 1.5 dito. So, we add them. That is 0.5 plus 0.4713, and that is 0.9713 or 97.13%. So, that is our probability notation. Nakukuha pa ba? I hope nakukuha pa rin. So, let's go to our next example. So, let us go to our last example. This time, between naman siya. So, nung una, less than. Pangalawa, more than. Ngayon, yung between naman yung bibigyan natin ng example. So, our first step or first thing to do is to draw the normal curve. So, i-draw muna natin siya. I-locate natin yung negative. So, yung given pala natin is between negative 1.24 and 2.36. So, let's locate the z-scores. So, negative 24, 1.24 is between -1 and -2. So, approximate na lang natin siya. Let's say, dito siya banda. Okay. How about 2.36? Positive 2.36 is between 2 and 3. So, let's also approximate this. Let's say, banda siya dito. So, oops, wait. Erase muna natin. Okay. So, let's say, banda siya dito. Okay. So, yung shaded portion ng between, kapag between yung given natin, automatic, yung gitna nila. So, yung shaded portion natin, bali niyan, is eto. So, i-shade muna natin siya. So, sa pag-solve nito, mas madali talaga na i-draw muna yung normal curve. Okay. So, na-draw na natin siya. And then, let's, okay. So, isulat naman natin yung symbol nito. How do we represent it in symbol? That is P, open parenthesis, or Z is greater than -1.24 but less than 2.36. So, next thing na gagawin natin, tapos nating draw yung normal curve. So, probability notation. So, kukunin muna natin yung area ng corresponding z-score. So, kunin natin yung area ng -1.24 by looking at the z-table. So, 1.2, yung first two digit niya. So, tingin tayo dito. So, 1.2, then shade nyo yung para hindi kayo malito. Then, tignan nyo kung saan siya nagko-cross. Yung third digit niya is 4. So, that is 0.04. So, nagko-cross siya sa dito. So, let's shade it. So, 0.04. Nag-cross siya sa 0.3925. So, that is the area of -1.24. So, how about 2.36? So, first is, kunin muna natin yung first two digit, which is 2.3. So, 2.3, ito yung pinakahuli. So, i-shade natin. Tapos, tignan natin kung saan siya nagko-cross. Third digit is 6. So, that is 0.06. So, sa pinaka-last. Therefore, yung area niya is 0.4909. So, tama, yun nakasulat. And then, paano natin gagawin yung solution niya? Paano to? Nag-cross siya in between, di ba? So, yung gagawin natin is from the mean, which is 0, at alam naman natin tong area neto hanggang 2.36. So, i-add lang natin yung area ng 2.36 at area ng -1.24 para makuha natin yung kabuang area or yung between -1.24 and 2.36. So, let's add them. 0.3925 plus 0.4909, and that is 0.8834 or 88.34%. Kaya, bakit nawala yung 0.5? Kasi, ibang usapan kapag between na yung tinatanong or question natin. So, sa more than and less than, ginagamit yung 0.5, tandaan nyo yun, pero dito, this time, kapag between na, i-analyze na natin ng mabuti kung mag-add ba tayo or magso-subtract. So, in this case, we add them. So, therefore, yung answer natin is 88.34. So, isa pang example, punta pa tayo sa isang example. How about if positive yung 1.24? So, yung pinagkaiba lang nila is naging positive yung 1.24. first, let's draw the normal curve. So 1.24, let's locate it. It's between 1 and 2. So approximately dito siya. So let's say this is 1.24. How about 2.36, yung kanina? So approximately dito rin siya. Let's say dito siya, 1.36. Then we shade the area na kinukuhanan natin. So eto yung kukuhanan natin yan ng area. Yung gitna nila. Always sa gitna nila kapag between yung pinag-uusapan. So, na-shade na natin. Nakuha na natin. So, i-turn natin into symbol yung given natin. So, that is z is greater than 1.24 but less than 2.36. So, kunin muna natin, since nakuha na pala natin yung area, so, rewrite na lang natin, that is 0.3925 and 0.4909. So, solution na tayo. So, paano natin yan kukunin yung, or malalaman kung i-add ba siya or i-subtract? So, yung, ano sa tingin yung operation? So, tama. I-subtract natin siya. We subtract 0.4909 to 0.3925. Ma'am, paano po malalaman kung ano yung mauuna? Yung area ba ng 2.36 or yung area ng 1.24? Depende. Depende po kung alin yung mas mataas. Kasi, we're dealing with area. And, take note na kapag area yung pinag-uusapan, kapag perimeter, ganyan, kapag height, distance, laging positive yung sagot natin. Kaya una yung sa taas. So, sa PowerPoint natin, medyo nagkamali ako. Palitan na lang natin ng subtraction to. So, this is subtraction, okay? So, that is subtraction. So, we subtract 0.4909 to 0.3925. So, the answer is 0.0984 or 9.84%. So, therefore, the probability notation or, yes, the probability notation is 9.84%. So, may tanong pa ba? So, kung may tanong pa kayo, you can comment sa comment box natin or directly message me. And kung wala na, let's proceed to evaluation part of the SciPacs. So, let us proceed to letter I or the evaluation part of weeks 3 to 4. So, turn your SciPacs on page 49. So, makita nyo dyan yung determining probability. So, you have to show your solution if needed. So, technically, dito sa probability notation, kahit wala na siyang solution, but dito sa area or probability, need mong i-show yung solution. So, yung area and probability na-discuss naman na, and yung probability notation, na-discuss na rin yun. So, show your complete solution lang dito sa area or probability. Kahit dito sa probability notation, kahit hindi na. Pero, question. Ma'am, need pa bang i-draw yung normal curve? So, nasa inyo yon. Kasi, kung hindi nyo i-draw yung normal curve, definitely, mahihirapan kayo sa pag-analyze kung i-add ba siya or iso-subtract. So, nasa inyo na yon. Paraanan nyo na lang or kung sa tingin nyo, saan kayo madadalian. So, good morning again. Now, let us proceed to our next lesson, which is finding z-scores. Kung kanina, inahanap natin is yung area, yung population notation. This time, yung z-scores naman yung hinahanap. Kanina, given yung z-scores. Ngayon, yung hahanapin naman natin is yung z-scores. So, may dalawang formula tayo. This one and this one. So, kung mapapansin nyo, formula sila both for z-scores, but they have different symbols na nakalagay. So, kahit ano naman formula dyan, is same lang yung makukuha natin. Depende na lang yon sa given natin. So Z here represents the z-scores, or para mahanap natin yung z-scores is represented by z, and yung mu natin dito and x bar represents for mean. Yung pinagkaiba nga lang nila is yung mu is for population data, while x bar is for sample data. So, kapag given ay population data, dito tayo sa unang formula. Pag given is sample data, sa pangalawang formula tayo. And lastly, the sigma and S, small letter S. So, symbol sila for standard deviation. Yung pinagkaiba lang is sigma is for population data, while S is for sample data. Let's solve some examples regarding or in finding z-scores. Let's compute and round it off to the nearest 2 decimal places. So, number 1, x is equal to 74, sigma is equal to 10, mu is equal to 60. Therefore, we're going to use the formula of z-scores in finding z-score for population data. So, the formula is z is equal to x minus mu all over sigma. Then, all we have to do is to substitute the given values. So, that is 74 minus 60 all over 10. And then, let's compute for the numerator. 74 minus 60 is 14 all over, rewrite the denominator, all over 10. So, 14 divided by 10 is 1.4 or 1.40. So, number 2, so we're going to use again the formula x minus mu over sigma because we're dealing with population data, or simply because the given is sigma and mu. So, let's substitute the values. So, that is 40 minus 52 all over 8. So, x is 40, mu is 52, sigma is 8. And then, 40 minus 52 will give us negative 12. Then, copy the denominator, 8. Then, divide negative 12 by 8. So, our answer is negative 1.5. Simple as that. All you have to do is to substitute and compute. Number 3, this time we're going to use x minus x prime all over sigma because we're dealing with sample data and or dahil x prime yung given natin and standard deviation. So, mali yung formula na nalagay natin. Palitan na lang natin ng S. So, this is supposed to be small letter S because it is for sample data. Tsaka yung given natin is S. So, palitan natin siya ng S. And then, all we have to do is to substitute 50 minus 40 all over 5. 50 minus 40 is 10 all over 5, and 10 divided by 5 or 10 over 5 is equal to 2. Next one, ganun ulit yung formula. X minus x prime all over S. So, palitan ulit natin yung sigma ng small letter S. Okay. And then, just substitute the values. So that is z equals 27 minus 28 all over 7. So that is negative 1. 27 minus 28 is negative 1 all over 7. And when you divide negative 1 by 7, that is negative 0.14. So, nakalimutan din yung negative. Let's just put negative here. Because negative divided by positive is negative. That is the law of integers, or dividing integers, negative divided by positive is negative. So, the answer here is 0.1428, but it says here that we round it off to the nearest two decimal places. That's why the third digit is 2. So just stay. Therefore, the answer is negative 0.14. So, napakadali lang, di ba? Remember the formula, then substitute the values, and then you will get the answer for in finding the z-score. So, alam nyo na ang gagawin ng next if so, get your modules na and we'll proceed to evaluation part. So, dito naman sa evaluation part natin ng weeks 3 to 4, which is page 42 pala. So, turn your SciPacs on page 42. Just show your complete solution and kumukha lang nung pinakita ko sa inyo kung paano isolve. Just remember the formula, ilagay yung formula, then substitute, then simplify your answer. And wala namang sinabi dito na round off your answer in two decimal places, but I think if ever na may decimal places nga or may decimals sila, just round it off to two decimal places. Good luck! So let us now proceed in problem solving. Example number 1, scores in Filipino. So given the mean, which is mu, is equal to 50, and the standard deviation of 4 of a population of scores in Filipino, find the z value that correspond to a score of 58. Determine the probability that a student gets a score of at least 58. So first thing we need to do, of course, is to identify the what is asked. So we're finding the z value here and the probability that a student gets a score of at least 58. So definitely, we're getting the probability, meaning we're getting this involves probability notation. So first thing we do is to find or to give or get the given. So our given is or r mu is equal to 50, which is our mean, the standard deviation of 4, and the score of 58. So we are going to use the formula for population data, which is z is equal to x minus mu all over sigma. And through substitution, or with the use of substitution, we will get 58 minus 50 all over 4. Then 58 minus 50 is equal to 8 all over 4, and 8 all over 4 is equal to 2. Therefore, our z value is 2. So, we already got our z value. Next is we get the probability that a student gets a score of at least 58. So, we're dealing with probability notation as I've said a while ago. So, just follow the steps in getting the probability notation. So, first thing is we plot the normal curve. We draw, rather, the normal curve. So, our z value is 2. Definitely, it's here. So, I'm going to draw this. then hindi naman natin alam kung more than or less than siya, right? So, let's read the problem. So, it says here that we determine the probability of or that a student gets a score of at least 58. So, the keyword here is at least. So, this is the keyword, at least. So, kapag sinabi nating at least, yun yung pinakamababa na pwedeng makuha ng student. Kukunin natin yung probability na makuha ng student is 58 and up. So, our probability notation is P, open parenthesis, Z is greater than 2 because we're getting the scores of students, probability of the scores of students with at least 58, meaning 58 and up, more than 58 and more. Diba? Kapag more than tayo, that is greater than. So, that's why this is the probability notation. If it is more than, therefore, yung shaded part or shaded area sa normal curve natin is more than 2. So, nasan yung more than 2 dito? Yung after ng 2, pagkatapos ng 2. Because 3 is more than 2. So, isi-shade natin siya. Ayan. So, ito yung kukuhanan natin ng area. At yung yellow part. So, next is get your or prepare your Z table, then locate 2. That is 2.0 definitely. So, isi-shade natin yung part na yon, mga values sa 2.0. Then, the third digit is 0 kasi wala naman siyang third digit. So, automatically, that is 0. Therefore, so kung magi-intersect yan, 2.0, then magi-intersect sa 0, yung pinakauna yung value ng 2 sa Z table, which is 0.4772. So, how to find the area of with 0.4772? Do we add or subtract? Of course, we will subtract kasi nga, sabi nga natin sa properties na yung kabila or yung symmetrical nung kabila or yung kabuuan ng normal curve is 1, di ba? Yung area niya. And yung kalahati is 0.5 and yung kalahati is 0.5. If this half is 0.5, etong kalahating to, paano natin makukuha yung area nito if wala ito? E di we subtract 0.5 by the area of this so that we can get the area of this. And that is 0.5 minus 0.4772. And that is equal to 0.0228. Therefore, that is 2.28% if you convert it into percentage. Therefore, 2.28% of the group got a score of at least 58. Is that clear? I hope so. So, let us move to the second example, which is the score of a group of students in a standardized test are normally distributed with a mean of 60 and standard deviation of 8. So, answer the following. Letter A, how many percent of the student got below 72? Letter B, what part of the group scored between 58 and 76? Letter C, if there were 250 students who took the test, about how many students scored higher than 64? So, the first thing or the first step we should do is to get the z-score. So, let us identify the formula. So, the formula in getting the z-score is x minus mu all over sigma. So, our x here is the given measurement. So, in letter A, our given measurement is 72. So, we write 72 minus the mu, and our mu is the mean. So, minus 60, because 60 is our mean. All over sigma, which is the standard deviation, equal to 8. So, 72 minus 60 is equal to 12. All over copy the denominator, which is 8. So, 12 divided by 8 is equal to 1.5. After getting the z-score, we can now plot it to the normal curve. So, it is positive 1.5. So, technically, or meaning, it is between 1 and 2. And that is 1.5. Let's say it's over here. So, ayan. And then, i-shade na natin yung area or portion ng or area ng z-score natin. So, pero bago yon, tignan muna natin yung question. How many percent of the student got below 72? So, kunin mo, para ma-shade natin, need muna natin yung probability notation. Since, nakita na natin yung word na below, so ano sa tingin nyo yung probability notation ng letter A? Okay. Dahil sa keyword na below, that's why our probability notation is z-score is less than 1.5. Kasi below, mas mababa sa 1.5 or sa 72. So, yung z-score ng 72 is 1.5. So, alin yung shaded part niyan? Yung sa left niya or papuntang right? So, below 1.5. Ano yung mga numbers below 1.5? Yung number 2 ba or yung numbers papunta sa left? So, yung answer natin is, or yung kukuhanan natin ng area is, yung mga numbers papunta sa left kasi pa-negative siya. Eh, kinukuhanan natin yung below. So, eto yung kukuhanan natin yan ng area. Ayan. So, i-shade lang natin siya. Mas madali kasi na sinosolve or nagsosolve dito sa normal distribution kapag dinodraw muna yung normal curve para hindi tayo malito kung i-add ba siya or iso-subtract. Ayan. So, eto yung kukuhanan natin yan ng area. Etong part na to. Okay. So, next thing is, we get the area. Since, na-shade yung left portion and part ng right portion, therefore, yung gagawin natin or yung operation natin is technically addition. So, pag-add natin to. And sinabi naman natin or nabanggit na sa sa previous slide that yung kalahati ng, since symmetrical itong normal curve, yung kalahati niya is equal dun sa kalahati niya. And sinabi sa property na yung normal curve daw is equal to 1. Therefore, yung kalahati ng normal curve is equal to 0.5. I-add natin dito sa value ng sa right side ng symmetrical bell curve natin. So, ano yung value ng 1.5, positive 1.5. So, kung titignan nyo, kunin nyo yung SciPax nyo, tignan nyo yung z-score table, makikita nyo doon. So, titignan natin yung 1.5 sa first 2 digit, tingin tayo sa vertical line, so 1.5. And sa horizontal line naman is 0 siya. Therefore, our z-score or yung katumbas ng 1.5 is 0.4332. So, that is 0.4332. So, addition tayo. Therefore, pag-add lang natin 0.5 plus 0.6 0.4332, that is equal to 0.9332. So, sa pagkuha pala ng area, basta tingin lang kayo sa Z-table. Z-table, no need to solve for that naman. Basta alam natin yung figure ng normal curve natin, tsaka yung asan yung shaded part niya. So, yung conclusion natin is, therefore, about 93.32%. So, paano siya naging 93.32%? Minultiply lang natin itong 100, itong area natin sa 100 para maging or ma-convert yung decimal natin into percentage. So, that is 93.32% of the group got below 72. So, punta na tayo sa letter B. So, sabi dito, what part of the group scored between 58 and 76? So, first step natin is yung formula muna. That is Z equals X, which is the given measurement minus mu all over sigma. Tapos, ito yung letter B. Tapos, substitute lang tayo. Yung given natin is 58 and 76, right? So, dalawa niyan yung gagawin natin kasi kinukuhanan natin is between. So, una muna is 58. 58 minus 60, which is the mean, and all over the standard deviation, which is 8. So, 58 minus 60 is negative 2. So, change sign lang kayo. That is 58 plus negative 60. Kaya naging negative 2 siya. All over 8. So, negative divided by positive is negative. So, 2 divided by 8 naman is 0.25. That's why our answer is negative 0.25. Next is, yung pangalawang given naman natin is 76. So, insert or substitute lang tayo sa formula. That is 76 minus 60 all over 8. So, 76 minus 60 is equal to 16. All over 8. Just copy the denominator. And 16 divided by 8 is equal to 2. Ngayon, ready na tayong i-shade yung normal curve natin or i-draw. So, burahin muna natin to. Yung ginawa natin sa letter A. Mag-draw tayo. So, first, Z-score natin sa 58 is negative 0.25. Technically, 1/4 or between 0 and negative 1 siya. Kasi negative 25 is also equal to negative 1/4. So, let's say, dito siya banda. So, i-shade lang natin, or guhitan lang natin to. And then, positive 2, para naman sa 76. So, guhitan din natin to. Ayan. So, naguhit na natin yung sa normal curve. Ngayon, saang portion yung kukulayan natin? Sabi dito, it's between 58 and 76. Therefore, yung shaded portion natin sa normal curve is yung sa gitna ng negative 25 and 2. So, shade lang natin siya. So, napaka-importante talaga na pag-shade ng normal curve or pagdadraw para malaman natin yung portion na or yung formula natin para makuha yung area. Ayan. So, shaded na siya. Next thing is, we get the probability notation. Since it is between, sabi nga dun sa na-discuss sa previous slide, kapag between, paano yung probability notation natin? Magiging Z is greater than negative 0.25 but less than 2. So, kuhanin na natin yung area. Ayan. So, paano natin nakuha yung area na 0.0987 and 0.4772? First thing is, we get the Z-table. So, kuhanin nyo muna yung Z-table nyo sa SciPax na nasa page 32. So, 0.25. So, nasan yung 0.25 natin sa z-table? Sabi nga doon sa steps is get the first two digits. So, the first two digit is 0.2. Hanapin yung 0.2 and then guhitan yung mga numbers or i-shade yung mga numbers pa horizontally and then hanapin yung 0.05 naman sa mga numbers sa taas. So, that is, sa intersection nila, that is 0.0987. Kaya, 0.0987 yung nilagay natin dito. And then, paano naman nakuha itong 0.4772? Kuhanin lang natin yung 2 sa z-table. So, naturuan na naman kayo kung paano kumuha ng value ng z-score sa z-table. Get the first two digit, that is 2 or 2.0, since wala na siyang decimal, and that is 0.4772. Ngayon, bakit addition siya? Hindi na ba magma-minus or magpa-plus ng 0.5 kamukha dito? Sabi nga is, special kapag between. Kasi from the mean siya, papunta sa left, or from the mean, papunta sa right. So, therefore, yung value nito, ng negative 0.25, i-add mo lang sa value ng 2. So, that is our area, 0.0987 plus 0.4772. So, our answer is 0.5759. Therefore, about 57.59% of the group got a score between 58 and 76, meaning yung mga nakakuha ng score sa test na yon, sa standardized test na yon, yung mga nakakuha ng sa gitna ng 58 and 76 is 57.59%, meaning more than half, no, yung nakakuha na may scores na 58 and or between 58 and 76. So, ganun lang siya. So, last na tayo. Letter C. If there were 250 students who took the test, so, dito sa A and B, meron ba tayong sinabing total number of students? So, wala. Right? So, sa letter C naman, sinabi kung ilan yung total number of students. And that is 250. So, if there were 250 students who took the test, about how many students scored higher than 64? So, first thing we need to do is to get the z-score. So, yung given natin dito is higher than 64, which is, so, 64 yun, right? Shade natin yung 64. Ayan, ito yung number natin. So, kunin natin yung z-score niya. So, gaya nung dati, formula lang tayo, which is z is equal to the given measurement minus mu all over the standard deviation. So, the given measurement is 64. We subtract it to the mean, which is 60, all over the standard deviation, which is 8. So, 64 minus 60 is 4, all over 8. So, 4 divided by 8 is 0.5. Ngayon, kunin natin yung, or i-draw na natin yung normal curve. So, allow me to erase this. Okay. So, i-draw muna natin 0.5. So, technically, it's between 0 and 1. So, kalahati sa gitna. Since it's 0.5 or 1/2. So, let's say dito siya banda. Okay. Let's say ito yung 0.5 natin. Okay. So, higher than 64. What does that mean? What is the probability notation of that if we say higher than? Its synonyms is greater than, right? So, our probability notation is z is greater than 0.5. So, if it is greater than, mas malaki sa 0.5. Ano yung mga numbers na mas malaki sa 0.5. So, isi-shade natin yung portion na yon. So, this is 0.5. Ano yung mas malaki? Sa 0.5, yung 0 pa o yung 1? Technically, it is 1. 1 is greater than 0.5. That's why our shaded portion is this. Okay, shade muna natin siya. Okay. So, next, after shading this, is we get the area. So, how do we get the area of this? What do you think is the operation? Since hindi puno ito, so yung gagawin natin, this is 0.5, right? Yung asymmetrical, yung kalahati niya is 0.5. Or yung symmetrical niya is 0.5. That's, kaso, hindi naman shaded to. So, yung gagawin natin or yung operation natin is subtraction. So, we subtract 0.5 minus our z-score, which is 0.5. So, kung titignan nyo sa z-table, yung value ng 0.5 is 0.1915. So, we subtract 0.5 by 0.1915. Ma'am, saan po nanggaling yung 0.5? Dun sa z-score ba? Hindi po. Nanggaling yung 0.5 dito. Ayan. Etong portion na to. Kasi 'di ba? 1 yung total area ng bell curve. Technically, yung kalahati ng bell curve is 0.5. Okay, dun nanggaling yung pinag-subtract natin sa 0.1915. So, next is, so what is our conclusion now? Therefore, about 30.85% of the group got above 64. So, para saan yung 250 students? So, kung gusto mong malaman yung exact students or eksaktong estudyante na nakakuha ng above 64, all you have to do is get the percent, which is 30.85%, then multiply it by 250 para makuha mo kung ilang estudyante yung nakakuha ng 64 pataas or higher than 64, meaning 65 pataas pala. So, 250 multiplied by 0.3085. So, you cannot multiply it by 30.85 kasi in percent form pa siya. Kailangan naka-decimal form muna siya. So, para saan yung 250? In case lang sa question na yun. Since wala naman, okay. So, about how many students got or students scored higher than 64, no? So, tinatanong niya yung mga total students. So, multiply lang natin. So, multiply na lang natin dito. So, that is 250. Kasi 250 yung total students daw. I-multiply mo lang or gamit na lang tayo ng open and close parenthesis. Kasi x is usually used as variable na, di ba? Sa higher math. So, burahin muna natin to. This might confuse you. Okay. So, open and close parenthesis tayo. Sign din yan ng multiplication. Multiply it by 0.308. Okay. So, our answer is, So, our answer is 77.125. So, final answer na ba to? Yung 77.125 students? No. We're talking about students. Meaning, tao sila. So, wala namang decimal na tao, di ba? Wala naman tayo. Hindi naman pwedeng kalahating student. So, manananggal na yung tawag doon. So, yung gagawin natin is round down. Or, yes, round down. That is, so our answer is 77. Black na lang. Okay. 77 students. So, yung final answer natin is 77 students. Okay. Any questions, clarifications, or violent interactions? So, if none, let us proceed. So, if no clarifications or questions, let us move to evaluation part. But if you have, you can comment down on comment section or you can direct message me through Messenger. So let us proceed to evaluation part. So this is the evaluation part of week 3 to 4 or the performance task. So nagbigay naman ako ng correction sa Messenger, sa GC, sa group chat nyo na, and I informed you na wag nang sagutin yung number 2 dahil yung rabbit part question, dahil nandun na siya sa SciPax. So, yung sagutin nyo na lang is number 1. May score naman dyan or point system natin, 2 point if you have z-score, nakuha yung z-score nyo, and another 2 points if probability of z is nakuha, and 1 point for the final answer. If you have question, you can direct message me in Messenger or sa Gmail, pwede rin. If none, just answer this and good luck. So, let us proceed to the next lesson, which is all about locating percentiles under the normal curve. So, before we proceed to the lesson, let me ask you first about the expressions, first honor, top 10, third honor, a score of 98%. Are you familiar with this? If yes, these expressions are actually under statistics. So they indicate relative standing. And these relative standing are under percentiles or under this lesson. So in real life, many people want to belong to a high level in terms of relative standing. For example, who do not want sinong may ayaw mapabilang sa top 10 ng pinakamaganda or pinakagwapong nilalang sa mundo? Sinong ayaw mapabilang sa or maging top 1 sa pinakamayamang tao sa bansa, right? Or sa mundo. So, what is a percentile? For example, you got a score of 82 and you want to know kung gaano ka kalayo in comparison with your classmates. So, if your teacher tells you, or if I tell you that you scored at the 90th percentile, it means that 90% of the grades of your grades are lower and 10% were higher. Meaning, you have a score of 82 out of 100 and I said that your 90th percentile, meaning 90% nun or 90% ng kaklase mo is mas mababa sa'yo, while 10% ng mga kaklase mo is mas mataas sa'yo. So, that's the meaning of percentile. So, in the previous lesson, di ba, we compute for the z-score based sa mean natin and sa standard deviation for both sample and population. Di ba, may formula pa tayo dyan, which is z is equal to x, the given measurement, minus the mu, which is the mean, all over sigma, which is the standard deviation. The resulting z-scores allows us to read the corresponding areas, right, using the standard normal table. But this time, it's the other way around. Suppose that we know the probability this time. Ano ba yung probability? Yun yung yun yung final answer natin. Halimbawa, 98.97%, 'di ba? May mga ganon. So, this time, paano kung alam natin yung percentage at inahanap natin yung z-score? Or saan or under sa ang normal curve yung 95%, right? So, let me give you an example. This is our first example. So, in this example, we want to find the 96th, so 96th percentile of the normal curve. This P96 means 96th percentile. P sub 96 is 96th percentile. So, we're finding the 96th percentile of a normal curve. First step is to draw a normal curve. So, let us first draw a normal curve. So, wala pa akong naka-prepare na normal curves. That's why, or normal curve, that's why we need to draw. Let's assume that this is a perfect normal curve. Ayan. And, assume na rin natin na symmetrical siya dito. Medyo hindi lang pantay yung pagkakadrawing ko. Pero, if gagamit naman kayo ng ruler, magpapantay naman yan. Ayan. Medyo, nagagalaw ko lang yung mousepad ko. Okay. So, assume that this is a perfect normal curve. And, draw the normal curve from the left side, shade the 96%. So, let us shade muna pala. So, saan muna yung 96% natin, di ba? Technically, from the left, sabi niya, so isi-shade na natin yung left side. Bakit isi-shade na yung left side? Because, yung symmetrical nga, sabi ko nga, that is 90 or 50% na siya. So, nasaan banda yung 96? Let's say, baka banda siya dito. Let's assume, di ba? This is the 96% of the normal curve. Ayan. Okay. So, na-draw na natin yung normal curve natin. That's the first step. Second step is to express the percentage as decimal. So, 96% in decimal, we have 0.96. So, paano po natin nakuha to? Just divide 96 by 100 and you will get 0.96. Or, move 2 decimal places to the left. That is 0.96 pa rin. And then, step 3 na tayo, we split 0.96 into 0.5 and 0.46. Ma'am, bakit po sinubtract sa 0.5 yung 0.96? So, sa third step kasi, if the given percentage or decimal is higher than 0.5, we subtract the given percentage or decimal to 0.5. Just like this example, sinubtract natin yung 0.96 sa 0.5. But, if lower naman or mas mababa yung percentage natin or decimal sa 0.5, let's say 0.25, di ba? Mas mababa siya sa 0.5. Yung gagawin po natin is, yung 0.5 naman, yung iso-subtract natin sa 0.25. That is 0.5 minus 0.25. So, ganun lang kadali. But in this example, mas malaki siya sa 0.5. So, 0.96 minus 0.5 natin siya. And the answer is 0.46. So, step 4 na tayo. Find the z-scores that correspond to 0.46 on the leftmost column. So, our area here is 0.46, right? If the exact area is not available, tignan muna natin kung available ba yung 0.46. So, this is 0.44, this is 0.45, and this is 0.4641. So, technically, sa taas siya, 0.554. Let's find 0.46. So, we have 0.4591. We have 0.4599. So, hindi pa siya 0.46, right? We have 0.4609. So, sa tatlong to, or sa dalawang to, kahit yung dalawa lang pala, alin yung mas malapit sa 0.46? Teka, i-shade ulit natin. Sa dalawang to, alin yung mas malapit sa 0.46? Is it 0.4599 or 0.4608? Definitely, it's 0.4599. That is the nearest area of 0.46. So, the nearest area is 0.4599. Let's shade it na green. Okay. So, therefore, paano natin makukuha? Ngayon, nakuha na natin yung area, right? Kuha na natin yung area. Ngayon, kukunin na naman natin yung z-score. Paano natin nakuha 1.75? Ganito lang po yan. Refer tayo sa nearest area, which is 0.599. Punta tayo sa pinaka-leftmost. Sabi nga, leftmost is 1.7. And yung pinakataas naman yan is 0.05. Right? So, pagsamahin lang natin yun, pag-add lang natin. 1.7 plus 1.0 ay 1.7 plus 0.05, that is 1.75. That is why our z-score is 1.75. Then, locate z equals 1.75, draw vertical line, and shade the left part of 1.75. So, pwede na natin siyang madraw. Kapag draw nyo yung normal curve, hanapin nyo kung nasan yung 1.75. Let's assume na this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So, kung titignan natin, this is 1.5, or this is 1 and this is 2. So, 1.75, it's between 1 and 2. So, I assume na dito yung 1.75. So, isi-shade lang natin yung portion or area na yon, and that is the drawing or yun yung drawing ng normal curve natin. Therefore, the 96th percentile is z equals 1.75. So, ganun lang siya. Kukunin mo lang yung z-score natin. So, any question? So, let me give you another example. So, this is example number 2. Find the 85th percentile of a normal curve naman. So, by definition, that is P sub 85. This means locating an area before or below the point. We want to know what z value is at this point. So, first one is you draw normal curve from left shade the 85%. So, bakit natin dinadraw? Para malaman natin kung magsusubtract ba tayo ng 0.5 or isusubtract ba natin yung value sa 0.5 or isusubtract natin yung value mismo, yung 0.5 sa value. So, sabi ko nga sa inyo, yung technique lang dyan is, yung technique lang dyan is, tingnan nyo yung percentage. If higher siya sa 0.5, subtract nyo yung percentage sa 0.5. If lower naman siya kaysa sa 0.5, isubtract nyo yung 0.5 sa percentage. This time, higher na naman siya. That's why, isasubtract, higher na naman siya, di ba? Mas mataas siya sa 0.5. Kaya, isasubtract natin yung 0.85 sa 0.5. And we have 0.35. And then, we find the z-score. That is 0.35, di ba? Yung area. So, hanapin naman natin yung area ng 0.35 and yung mga areas malapit doon. So, this is 0.4 and this is 0.6. So, technically, sa taas siguro siya. And we have 0.5, right? So, we have here 0.485, 0.3508. Technically, mas malapit yung 0.3508 kesa sa 34.85. 15 yung 0.0015 dito naman is 0.008. So, i-shade natin yung part na yon. Saan na? Ayan, eto. Yellow. Okay. So, eto. Ayan. Yun yung mga numbers. So, alin yung mas malapit sa 0.35 dyan? Is it 0.485, 0.3508, or 0.3531? Mas malayo-layo na yung 0.531, right? So, our answer is 0.3508. Ayan. Kasi 0.3485 naman, 0.015 yon. And 0.3508, 0.0008 lang siya. So, that is, so, kukunin natin is 0.3508. So, yung next naman is, kukunin na natin yung intersection niya sa leftmost niya. So, asan yung leftmost ng 0.3508? It is under 1.0. And yung sa taas naman niya is 0.04. So, pag pinag-add mo, so, our nearest area pala is 0.3508. So, kapag pinag-add mo, 1 plus 0.04, that is 1.04. Therefore, our z-score is 1.04. So, therefore, the 85th percentile is z is equal to 1.04. Ganun lang siya. Ganun lang po siya kadali. Paano natin siya i-draw? So, let's assume this is 1, this is 2, and so on. So, i-shade na natin siya. So, 1.04. Nagpas lang siya ng konti sa 1. Diba? 0.4. Ayan. So, eto yung portion ng 0.3508. Pero, yung 85% niya is yung kabuuan, kasama yung 0.05. Or 0.5, I mean. So, ito na yung shaded part. Ito na yung drawing ng normal curve natin. So, question pa po. Madali lang, di ba? 5 steps lang yan. First is you draw. Second is convert percentage to decimal. Third is subtract. Kung mas mataas sa 0.5, isubtract mo yung value sa 0.5. Kung mas mababa naman sa 0.5, isubtract mo yung 0.5 sa value. So, kailangan magkamap lang tayo sa positive answer. Yun lang yung keyword sa step 3. Step 4 naman is kunin natin yung nearest area based sa area natin sa percentage. So, after mong makuha yung nearest area, tignan mo na yung intersection niya by looking at the leftmost column and the uppermost row. And lastly, step 5, i-conclude mo na that the 85th percentile is yung nakuha mong z-score, which is 1.04. So, any more questions? If wala na, let's proceed to evaluation part. So, this is the evaluation part, page 43 pa rin, under performance task, if I'm not mistaken. All you have to do is to find the area. So, tignan nyo yung area. mas mababa sa 0.5, right? Kaya nag-subtract siya ng 0.5 sa given area. So, subtract nyo lang yan. Tapos yung nearest area, hanapin natin. Basta refer lang tayo sa Z table. Then yung Z-score, kamukha lang nung step 1 to 5. So, ganun lang siya. Basta follow nyo lang yung sinabi ko, makukuha nyo yung area, nearest area, and Z-score. So, that's it. We're done with weeks 3 and 4 in statistics and probability. I hope nakatulong yung video lesson na to and yung mga previous video lesson sa week 1 and week 2. If di nyo pa napapanood, feel free to watch them and para mag-guide na rin kayo ng maayos. So, that's it. Thank you and have a good day.